Hello, hello, I'm Steve, and welcome back to City Skylines, where we are building Lost Heaven. Now, one of the things that we needed to figure out was the road coming from our cargo train terminal. This, by far, is one of the biggest clusters. And I'm not 100% sure that it's going to be that easy for us to deal with it. But I can try. Now, I fixed up some of this so that it can handle heavier traffic, and I'm starting to feel that maybe it's over time these fixes need to actually sink in. Because it was fairly close to the end of the episode last time, where we made those changes. Now, we've been not looking at this section as much, though. So what I want to do at the start of this episode is just ignore this for a second here. Don't worry, we'll get back to it, but ignore it for a second here and get back to building this new part of the city. And I'm thinking that it may also be a big thing that we're looking at, that they're going to start coming more onto this side of the city once there's more industry and everything else. And therefore, the traffic's going to be divided a little bit more equally between the two parts of the city, instead of, everybody trying to crowd in. So we're going to need some more industrial sections within this part of the city. Schooling and everything is good. And I'm thinking there's one thing that we can also do that might reduce this problem, which is reduce the amount of just traffic that our normal citizens have in the city. And that can be solved by the metro. The metro is a very powerful tool sometimes. So we're going to put down some really good metro stations. We're going to put them down basically at the edges of our old city here. I need you to move, power line. Yeah, I'm gonna need to divert that around. If I'm gonna place the metro exactly where I want it, I'm just gonna do that. And erase the otherwise superfluous ones now, so that I can place the metro exactly where I wanted it to be. There you go, perfect. And then we're gonna have it here and here. First things first, I'm looking at this. I'm noticing, don't worry, I do notice it. It seems we may need a little bit more trash, ability to pick up our trash. Now we're getting into the area of the offices and such like that if we're building too far that way. So what I'm tempted to do is I think we don't have an unlockable section actually, do we? We probably will soon enough. I don't want to dirty up this section, and there's not another section specifically that I feel is gonna work perfectly with it. We also need some more power. As you can see, as the city grows, we're worrying more and more about all the little nuances. I'm thinking we might need a specific area for trash pickup on this side, though. Which, isn't a bad idea, since this is all... Yeah, this is all industrial right here. So we can probably set up a little bit of incineration system And it won't affect the people on the other side. And with that, we can start emptying out these so that those incinerators are full up on their supply of trash. And this isn't really fixing itself as well as I'd hoped. It's those damn cargo trains. They mess up the traffic for everyone. Where are they all headed? They're headed into this section of the city. So these people, a lot of them are the workers and everything else. I'm gonna see how my new subway idea helps out. And if it doesn't, we're gonna take some more drastic measures in order to try and fix that problem we have over there. But as you can see, since we have the money now, with the income from all around, I'm going to make a very... Oh, actually, I wanted it there. Let's get rid of this metro over here. And right here. And here. But I'm going all out with the metro because I believe that it's going to be a very important part of the city. And I didn't want to rush it because if I wasn't able to place it in the way that I truly thought it would be in the best interest for the city, then it just wouldn't be worth it now, would it? So we're going to have all of these moved around the city. This is gonna be our main, our first line, so to say. And it's gonna connect all of the old city together. Now we're gonna have a second line that does connect here, but it's going to be the one that heads outside of the old section of the city. Now, by creating multiple transport lines, we're going to avoid the problem of having a buildup of people on one subway line. We're going to have a completely different grouping for each section, and then one line that goes between the two, so that people can, you know, rest a little bit easier. Instead of just all packing on to one set of trains, they're gonna have a few to choose from. So we're going to connect all these lines. Now look, you can already see people becoming super happy. I don't think this one connected correctly. Yeah, it didn't. So we're going to connect them all up, making sure that each area has a specific stop for our populace. The central area is gonna be more of a afterthought. Like, one train is going to go all the way around. Then we're gonna have another line, actually, I think. One that runs from the outskirts through the center to here. And then it's gonna do this little doohickey. And there. Nice and curled up. And everybody is going to have access. This is actually, you know, those lines look pretty good. I think as we see things move along, it's gonna work out pretty well for us here. Now what do we need? We need commercial, industrial, more and more on this side. It's actually kind of surprising how much more we have with the demand that the cargo train terminal has created. But we are going to be able to suffice that demand pretty well. From the first time, there's a little bit of a problem right here. I'm still, oh my god. Ah, that bothers me so much. My pretty city. Everything was down like here, and then it went very well with the trash and the different other fixes I had. But this right here is just mind-bogglingly bad. They're doing fine coming back into this part of the city. I mean, this fixed that, but it's just along here that's just infuriatingly bad. You know what? This road right here is almost empty. I'm tempted. You know, I'm gonna do it, and if it looks and works badly, then it was an experiment that didn't work. But I'm gonna have the highway directly connected right here, so that everyone who needs to get into this part of the city can, and avoid that other. And nobody's taken the turn, though. It's probably because these guys already had a set destination. Once we... yeah, there we go. Once we get past the people who had already had a set destination before the existence of that road, then they're going to start moving this way. And I think that'll help a little bit, at least. At least I hope so. I mean, people are coming. It's definitely a problem. I'll give you that. I'm not 100% sure how I'm gonna fix it. And it keeps wanting to bend the opposite direction of where it should. Let's do this. Okay. There. There. Maybe? If I make multiple entrances for them into this part of the city from the highway, then it will clean up. They'll get off at different sections. And once that's cleaned up enough, then I think it will be okay. That overpass is getting a little bit weird here, but that's actually fixable for the most part. I can upgrade this overpass at least. And I'm thinking that worked. Oh, guys, look at that! The traffic has subsided, and the new entrances from the highway aren't that bad. Like, they're not getting crowded too badly. We still have plenty of traffic coming in through here, but the fixes that I made before, they just needed a little bit of time to be alleviated. And all these people are still coming straight down through to here without traffic problems. Okay, I think we actually fixed that. I am very happy with that outcome. So now we can concentrate over here again. We need some more residential and some more commercial. I'm actually thinking, like, they keep demanding a lot of commercial, but the fact of the matter is that commercial always has a little bit less demand. In the long run, has a little bit less demand than the others. Because that's, I mean, there's a limit to shopping, I suppose. So I think I'm going to actually try to line out the cutoff point where they stop and they have that buffer. And where I'm gonna create offices. Oh. And then restart the mirrored version on the other side. Yeah, I think right after this section would probably be a good point to do so in. Okay, guys. We fixed that. We actually fixed it. I don't know how, but we made it a little bit better. We fixed it to a point that's doable here. And I don't know. I'm happy with it. I am not too upset with the road traffic anymore. Our cargo train station is definitely putting out train after train after train. Look at that traffic. We're pulling in huge amounts of money. That's not a bad thing. Sometimes the snapping tool. There you go. I actually want to check in on what. Whoa, look at that. We're getting a lot more passenger travel here. Do we have any of these things that I need to modify a little bit? City planning. Ooh. Actually, no, because that has heavy traffic ban. No, I think that's all good. However, this district is missing out on a little bit right on this corner. That actually reminds me, there's one thing that I wanted to do. This cargo train terminal is now dubbed. Whoa. Okay. Shining. Wow. Shining Time Station. Which, if you're a 90s kid, and you remember this, you're welcome. Shining Time Station was a ridiculous and crazy. It had claymation and then live action and a bunch of other weird stuff. And it seriously confused most adults and probably gave a lot of kids weird nightmares. I gotta admit, but hey, whatever works. I know I loved it. Wait, what did crap. I made a mistake. There you go. You don't get to go there. Capital City. We now have the harbors and another area of land. Okay, actually that is great news. Because we're going to not utilize the harbor just yet. Harbors have just about as bad traffic as as these things, the cargo train terminals. However, it may alleviate the traffic a little more. However, we did fix it for the most part. Let's see. Is that whoa? Left PS drop. For the most part, that seems to be handling everything. but I can always use a helping hand. So I'm probably going to put a harbor down here if I can. Harbors really require a line of sight. Yeah, look at that. 1,240 per week and going up. Nice. Okay, so the boats, cargo harbors, they need access to the line. Where? What in the world? Look for a dotted line on the sea. It's pointing into my city. Is there... Oh, okay. So apparently, this map cannot actually have these harbors. That's unfortunate. Well, I can always make another cargo train terminal on this side, actually. And that'll do the same job, pretty much. But that's kind of a bummer. I gotta admit, that's kind of a bummer. I really hoped that we'd be able to have harbors and connect to the sea, but this whole map does not allow for that. We're buying that land. Because, as you remember, we had a little bit of a thing here where we want a little more trash ability. So we're gonna increase the number of incinerators we have. And then we're gonna stop emptying these out since they're at least half emptied. And we have the incinerators way up here, which are doing their job just fine. So we're not going to have a problem with that. We have great incineration status, and only about half the landfill is used. For education, we're still pretty good. Crime is all good. Health, fire safety, let's see. They kind of seem to want another one on this side, which I can't see the harm in. Fire safety, the better it is, the happier I'm gonna be, because that way our people don't just combust. Let's build a residential right here and see if we can't connect that without having to stretch power lines across here. Health, they're doing pretty well. I imagine that that's not gonna be too much of a problem. Got the crematorium, cemetery, police doing good. Yeah, the land values. We're probably gonna want a little bit higher land value in certain areas. Now we have the money, in fact, to start working with this. Now this actually stretches over to the other side. The centers are the ones that seem to be well on their way with land value. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna try and manipulate these edges. Now what would be good in our less oh wow. So it has noise pollution and all that. But these landmarks are pretty nice and they raise the values. So I'm thinking they'd actually work perfectly well in our industrial sectors and our commercial. I don't think anybody will actually mind them being there. I mean, they're too loud to put straight up into people's backyards. 'Cause, like, look, we have no noise pollution from these ones. This is the stuff that everybody wants in their neighborhood. Yeah, see the land values going up. In fact, I mean, we could use a few here, too. Send up the land values for the, yeah, for the commercial, probably. Although the land values are very slow to rise for this section, it seems. Although it's slowly working. We get that. And it gets the edge of that and the internal here. We really don't have to worry about the land value of the industrial as much so. But I like just trying to shoot up land value wherever possible. And it's not like it's gonna hurt our budget all that much. They don't cost almost anything to place down. So I'm actually interested in seeing what other landmarks we might have. Transport Tower, Friendly Neighborhood Park, Fountain of Life and Death. Yeah, the sound pollution, like, they're cool looking and all that, but it's like the sound pollution, even though it's not really, really high, it would be a bother to the locals. The mall moderation is 35. We have a lot of different decisions that we can make with time. We have a lot of different interesting building decisions as well. But I'm going to cut that off actually right now, just so that we can get back to the matter at hand, which was I was building up this whole section right here. Ah, that's snap tools. Swear to God, sometimes it's finicky as hell. So, what I'm ended up thinking is probably our best option is, of course, starting with the commercial way over here, up top. And just kind of leading our residential need over here. Then placing our offices right here. And our commercial right here. And see if that works out for us. I mean, we could actually, you know, why not? Since our commercial need is looking a bit big here, we're going to put some commercial right around here. And these three spaces we could probably fill with industrial, but industrial gets solved by offices. So you know what? I'm going to just go all out right there. What we need right now, too, is to retain our overpass basics, so that we don't have any more problems that can't be solved with good gridding. Seems that the cargo train just broke the idea of good grids, because it just makes an influx of traffic that is unbelievable. It honestly is just a wee bit unbelievable. So we create this. As our city grows, we're going to retain our old way of doing it that has worked so far. Again, except for the one instance in which we're dealing with the cargo train terminal. But even so, we were able to fix that pretty well. It has calmed down, and there are a number of ways that I can think of to deal with this. Look, they're still flowing fairly well without too many problems here. Might just upgrade this portion right here and get them moving a little bit faster. Yeah, that's... Yeah, no, that's nice. They're starting to move at more decent speeds. Let's speed it up to speed 3 and just see how it all still flows around. Yeah, they're not doing too badly. Yeah, no, I think this works out pretty well. And they're still flowing in there at a non-stop fast speed. Oh, look at that. 1 out, 2 out. As soon as one leaves the station, another one has been created with all the stuff that's being built up there. Wonder what's the stats? There's not really a lot of stats on that. Shining Time Station is a busy station though, as always. They have not gotten the electricity they need. However, pretty sure we can afford to do this for them. And then that's all settled. Our demand has gone back down again, which is good. We can deal with things a little more leisurely. But as it's looking, this section of the city is built up pretty well. I want to look at how things have worked with our metro transport. A lot of people are using the metro, and it seems to be doing well, actually. People definitely seem to be enjoying... Whoa, zoomed in a little too much. We have a little bit of abandoned buildings here. Gonna need to figure out how to fix that. But yeah, there's a lot of metro going along down here. A lot of people are using it. I'm hoping that even more people over time will utilize it. I mean, we're making 42K a week. I think the next way to try and improve this city is going to be building another train station. Most likely right around here. But either way, I believe that that is about where I'm going to stop once I extend this a little bit so our people over here have water. But I think that's about where I'm going to stop. Our city, for the little bitty things that have been happening, like the traffic problem that we had along here and everything else, seems to be growing at a good rate with a great income and not too bad happiness as far as I can tell. We have solved a lot of their problems. Yeah, everybody's... I could increase commercial happiness just a little bit, but everybody seems fairly happy. They're all in the light blue. They're all in the higher percentiles. You know what? Since our income's so great, take a load off. 1%. Oh, 1% commercial. Our income is going to dip a little bit more, but not horribly. I can't see it being horribly. I'm gonna place some more here. There you go. Oh yeah, it only went down a slight bit. And already, I imagine that they're getting... it's going to take some time for that to get affected by it. But, regardless of anything, we have started this city on the right path to growing immensely. Especially with Shining Time Station at the forefront of its industry. So with that, I'm going to end the video. So, as always, would you kindly subscribe if you could, like if you would, and I'll see you next time on City Skylines.